good afternoon. I'm Emma Stevens and this is Sebastian and he is in Year 3. And today we're going to be looking at a concept of why fire is not a living thing. First we're going to be looking at living and non-living things. So Sebastian, can you tell me a living thing? What does it mean by living thing?
That it means it breathes.
It can breathe.
Grows.
It can grow.
It can eat.
It can eat. Good boy. So can you tell me a living thing? What's a living thing?
It's something that can
Move. What can move?
a dog,
A
a
dog.
human,
A human.
a bird,
A bird.
a robin.
A little robin. Good boy. So a dog's a living thing, a human's a living thing, and
A
bird's a living thing. Good
and
boy.
a robin.
And do you know why they're a living thing? Because they have all 7 of these characteristics of a living thing.
One that is green.
Okay, so in order for something to be a living thing, it has to have 7 of these characteristics, okay? So it has to be able to grow, doesn't it?
Yep.
It has to be able to reproduce. Do you know what reproduce means? No? Okay, reproduce means to make more of itself. Like humans, we have babies, and dogs have puppies, don't they? So that's called reproducing, okay? And sense. So they need to be able to feel or smell and move. Can a dog move?
Yep.
Can a rock? No. Okay, they need to be able to feed. Do you feed your dog? What would happen if you didn't feed it? Does it need to be fed constantly? Good, it does, because that's a living thing. Living things constantly need food. Okay, respire. Do you know what respire means, Sebastian?
They need to go.
Respire means to breathe. So it breathes in and it breathes out. So a living thing needs to breathe. Do you know what excrete means?
Then you go to a room.
Good boy. Excrete means it excretes waste. So us as humans, we go to the toilet to excrete our waste, don't we? So that's what it means. Okay, so just to recap, living things need these characteristics. Do they need all of them to live? To be a living thing? They do, don't they? Good boy, they do. Okay, so what we've got here in front of us, Sebastian, is we have a mixture of living and non-living pictures that have been laminated. So what I need you to do is pick up a picture and you need to think about all of these things that living things need, and you need to pop them in the living category or the non-living column. Okay, can you do that for me? Do you have any questions?
A dog.
You've got a doll. Okay. So, can a dog grow?
Yes.
Can a dog reproduce?
Yes.
Can it feel things?
Yes.
Does it move?
Yes.
Does it eat? Does it feed?
Yes.
Does it breathe?
Yes.
And does it excrete waste?
Yes.
It does. So therefore it is a
Living.
living thing. Good boy. Pop up and pop that in the living category. Good boy. Perfect. So a dog is a living thing. What about this boat?
Non-living.
Non-living. Why?
Because it doesn't reproduce.
It doesn't reproduce.
It doesn't breathe. It doesn't grow, and it doesn't.
It doesn't go into the loo. Good boy. Pop that up on the non-living column. Good job, Sebastian. Great work. Okay, we've got here a little bird. Where do you think this one goes?
It goes here.
Good boy. What about a clock? Why?
Because it doesn't breathe. It doesn't.
Good boy.
Have baby clocks.
Good. So once we've won, so if it doesn't breathe, then it can't be a living thing, can it? Because it has to have all of these characteristics of a living thing. What about this one? A little hammer. Where does this one go?
Non-living.
Non-living. Why?
Because it doesn't breathe, it doesn't walk, and it doesn't
eat.
Walk.
And it doesn't talk. Good boy. Okay, so we've come to these things. So in a living thing, we have a dog and we have a bird. In our non-living category, we have a boat, a hammer and a clock. And now we come to our question of why fire is not a living thing. So we are going to look at fire and see the characteristics of fire to see if it isn't, why it isn't a living thing. Okay, so Sebastian, can fire grow?
Yes.
It can grow, can't it? How can a fire grow?
Because it has chemicals.
I know how a fire can grow. Have you ever been camping?
Yeah.
You know how you add logs onto a fire?
Yeah.
What happens to the fire?
Makes it bigger.
Makes it bigger, so therefore it grows. So I need you to give...
fire stuff.
Yeah, I need you to give this one a tick because
It grows.
fire can grow. Good boy. Big tick. Okay. And the next one we hear is reproduce.
Well, it can through sparks.
Good boy. Fire can reproduce through sparks. So if I have a candle and I have another candle and this candle's lit, Sebastian,
Yeah.
if I put this wick onto that one, what's going to happen to this candle?
It has the same.
It will light up too, won't it? So therefore, this one has reproduced to make this fire,
Yep.
to light this candle. Good boy. Good boy. I have no sense. Even though fires probably can't feel things, do you think if I
Touched on fire, you could feel it.
if I blew on it, if I have a flame and I blow on it,
Yeah.
what's going to happen to the flame? It will move, won't it? The wind will make it move.
Yeah.
And it can sense the wind and it can sense the moisture. Good boy. It can sense. Move. Have you ever seen a fire move down like a log?
Yep.
Can fire move? Good. It absolutely can. So give yourself a tick. Good. Can fire feed?
Yes.
Does fire need food?
No, but it can feed on humans.
It does need food though, doesn't it? Right. How would a fire light? How does a fire stay light up if there's no logs? So does it need food? What type of food would a fire have?
Logs.
Logs. What would happen if we took all of that away? What happens if there was a fire and we took all the logs away from it? We took all the food.
It wouldn't.
It would go out, wouldn't it?
Actually, it wouldn't because.
Yes, it would. The fire would go out because it needs those logs as its food. Okay, the next one's respire. Can you remember what respire means?
Having babies.
No, that one is reproduce. Respire means to
Breathe.
breathe. Can a fire breathe?
No.
No, a fire can't breathe. So give that one a little cross. Okay, and excrete. That means to have waste, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So just picture I have a candle. Here's my candle. And I blow it out. What happens?
It reproduces.
No, this. I'm thinking of something that starts with
Smoke.
smoke. So that's a waste. Smoke is a waste. So yeah, fires do excrete waste, don't they?
Yep.
Can you think of any other waste that a fire might excrete?
Coals.
Like coal left on the ground after a fire? Is that what you mean?
Yep.
Good boy, Sebastian.
And
They
there's
can.
even one because if a spark.
Okay, great. So Sebastian.
Feeding ones because sparks can feed on humans.
Okay, good boy. Okay, so did we get a tick for every single one of these characteristics? No. And we need 7 ticks in order for it to be a living thing, don't we?
Yes.
So where does this one go? Non-living.
We can put it.
Good boy. Thank you, Sebastian. So we have realised that fire is a non-living thing because it does not have the 7 characteristics of life. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you for joining me today.